All right, here we are. We're back at the Sub CLE, and I'm here with Jim. I don't know if I ever introduce anyone, but whatever. Well,
hey,
this right here is Jim.
Hi, I'm Jim.
Hey, and this right here is
Steve.
Steve. That's Steve.
That's Steve.
Steve, would you mind moving to your right just a little bit? Yeah.
Is that good?
Take the mic with you. Yeah, it's not a little. I got those stands just so you can do that. That's kind of cool.
Is that good?
I think that'll work. Just
right.
When you speak. Pull the mic at you a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Awesome. All right, so we just had Jimmy Prokop's pierogies.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'll tell you what. The man can cook. I just realized he used this cast iron skillet that he just became friends with, and he knew how to use it and fry up these pierogies to perfection. It was actually I like to cook, and I consider myself, a pretty decent cook, but man, I'll tell you what, I was impressed.
Well, thank you, Vincent.
So how'd you make those pierogies?
I always like to boil them first, and then I boil them first and let them cool down.
But you made the dough.
And I made the dough.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did we go into this before?
Yeah, we talked about this before. Yeah, it was 4.5 cups of flour.
Yeah.
2 tablespoons of butter.
Right.
2 tablespoons of salt. And 16 ounces of sour cream.
So yeah, we're probably going to show these pictures, but I'll tell you what, olive oil, I usually like to use butter.
I went olive oil today. I like frying them in olive oil a little bit.
You're a lactose guy.
Makes it a little diverse.
You're a lactose intolerant person. So
yeah, that too.
It probably makes it better.
I love it. I love it.
I'll tell you what, the butter, I don't know, I like the butter. But other than that, the onions with the olive, I mean, dude, they were fantastic.
Thank you.
Really good. And then as I was eating the last one, I noticed, I was like, oh, that's a little chunk of potato. I was like, did you mash these potatoes yourself?
Oh, yeah. I'm always going to do that.
Enough, yeah.
What am I going to know? Way boxed potatoes inside of a pierogi? Get out of here. You got to make those potatoes.
Yeah, it was good. They were potato and onion.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man, I don't know. It tasted pretty, I don't know what authentic is, but it tasted authentic. And I'm telling you, I can't go on about how well they were cooked.
All right.
Great, yeah.
All right, I love making pierogies.
Yeah,
I was going to make a super huge one, just so you guys would see it, but
that would have been stupid.
Dude, they're great when you make them real big. It's like slicing into a piece of steak, but it's a big pierogi.
It's a big potato.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's a big potato steak.
Like slicing into a steak?
Yeah, okay. Like you make them big and flat.
It's like Melt. They had that Parmageddon sandwich or whatever, and it was like potato and cheese pierogies. And those are wrapped by dough, and then you put them on a sandwich with cheese outside of the dough with the potato and the cheese.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
And then you put bread.
Oh, yeah.
Over top of the cheese that's surrounding the dough, that's surrounding the potato,
yeah.
That's with the cheese.
You gotta love Melt, man. You gotta love it. That dude made the $1 million idea. He was like, let's make grilled cheese the highlight of the entire menu. And it's ingenious, and he's doing really well.
Let's make a grilled cheese sandwich, 5,000 calories.
Yeah. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Melt is one of my favorites.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Melt?
Yeah, it's got Tino's Pizza Rolls on that thing. Dude, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous grilled cheese I've ever eaten in my whole life. And then you can only get that thing at Melt, man. Wow. I love Melt. I haven't been there in so long.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's a bit much with the carbs, but, people love it. I don't know. I wish they had thinner bread, and they finally changed their menu, because they used to have this Italian sandwich, which is all the Italian meats. Well, what are Italian meats made of? Or an
Lard.
animal.
Oh,
Pork.
Yeah, pork, right?
Yeah.
They always had it under the cow picture. And I'm like, well, it's the hot Italian should not be under the cow. It should be under the pig.
Yeah.
I let everyone know, and they just like, screw you, whatever. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
but it's wrong. So now they changed it. I recently went there, and they now have the hot Italian under the pig, the little
Wow.
diagram of the pig. Yeah, I don't think it's because of me, but I'm just happy that the change was made.
A cow goes moo.
Pig goes oink, oink, oink. Cow meat is red,
Yeah.
and pig meat is very much pink. Every part, you know,
Yeah.
even the you know, everything's pink on a. That's how you can always tell.
So okay. Well, whatever. Great pierogies.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. Good job, Jim. And so now, Jim, you wanted to talk about this MGK thing. It's a little old news at this point, but
Yeah, it's pretty much old news.
But it's the whole Michigan-Ohio battle. MGK.
Oh, that's right. We got Eminem from Detroit. We got MGK from Cleveland, Ohio.
And we moved on from the beer to bourbon, and we
Yeah.
decided to tap into this Willet
It's
we
good.
have here.
I do like it.
It is tasty, a bourbon. It's good stuff.
It looks like a genie should come out of that bottle.
Well, you know, actually, it's funny. My roommate said, you know, don't throw that bottle away when you're done with it. I'd like to keep it. And I was like, wow, that's weird. Why? And he was like, well, because it's like a genie bottle.
Oh, yeah?
And he likes I Dream a Genie. I guess it's like a thing
That's the reference?
that he likes. What's that?
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's funny you say that because it does look like a genie.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're.
I had listened to today finally the MGK rap,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was very good. I think he's very good. Although, you know, see, Vince over here thinks, you know, MGK was very respectful.
I do think he was respectful. I do. I think he said some things. He had to come across tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And rappers always speak in hyperbole, so hence the chalk.
Oh, the chalk
outline,
reference?
You know, whatever.
I
mean,
would
you know, but
outline you in
I think
chalk.
they all understand nobody's. Well, I don't know.
Nobody's
you had
killing
Tupac
anybody.
and Biggie, right?
But you never know. Today's rap industry.
Yeah. But
I don't know. Yeah, they might do that for ratings.
Right?
Like, oh, people love that.
People love that. Hey, if we kill off Eminem, what will happen? Holy shit.
How can I monetize this?
God, that would be just
Wow.
terrible.
I just feel grimy thinking about
Yeah,
it.
so do I.
You know?
I'm sorry. Eminem live forever. Personally, this whole thing is just publicity, and they both needed a boost in their
obviously.
careers. I mean, they
You know.
really did.
I you know, honestly, I mean,
MGK was doing okay, but now that MGK is in a beef with Eminem, this potentially makes MGK one of the biggest world stars, and even you'll hear his name next to
And
fucking
Eminem-
Jay-Z.
and Eminem needed like a little
and
boost
Eminem
as
needed
well.
a boost. It's all just a
Yeah.
thing to put
Yeah,
their names
so now
in the names.
Yeah.
MGK's in the realm of the rap greats.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They all play golf together.
Yeah, they do. They're like wrestlers. They go play golf and they carry the Glocks with them.
Carry their Glocks.
Hey man, check out this Glock I got. Sweet. Oh my God, MGK just hit a hole in one. Fuck you, MGK.
Oh man.
You know? You ever go golf? You guys ever golf ever?
No.
I've golfed before. I freaking love it.
Ugh.
It was fun.
So no, golfing's fun.
It is. You
It's just
take
I'm not
beer.
very good at it. So
We just take beer.
yeah, but I did like make it a point at one time, like years ago, to just go to the batting cages, the like a golf range, you know.
Go to driving range.
Yeah, and I thought I was getting it pretty good, and then I just never went back on the course after that. That was like where I was like, all right, I think I got this.
It's
now.
pretty
And then
easy
I
to
just
do in
went on.
Ohio. All you have to do is it's you can go
yeah.
to any place in the metro parks and be like, hey, I got clubs. I want to play. How much is it? We're like, oh, it's $15. Like, okay, here's some balls and go for it.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's a good time, and it's like the only place in the metro parks. Well, not anymore. All right, that's all changed. I'm showing my age right now, but now in the metro parks, obviously you have Merwin's Wharf, you have Edgewater. You can drink in those places as well. But on a golf course, you can't drink like in Rocky River Reservation, just walking down the path.
But you can be in the golf course and drink.
But you can drink on the
sweet.
golf course. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you were just walking around in the metro parks drinking, you'd probably get away with it. I mean, who cares?
Oh, there's park rangers,
There are park rangers.
I never really see too many of them, but
I know.
I'm sure
they're like never around. Like anything could happen in the metro parks.
One time when I was a kid, man, we had a bunch of weed and we're like trying to figure out some place to smoke it, and we headed down to the metro parks, and one of the dudes we were smoking with had a BB gun and he was shooting it at the ground, right?
Uh-huh.
And swear to God, all of a sudden through the brush, there was a cop looking like a hunter in high grass with his gun drawn out.
With a scope on it?
No, but he had a Glock.
Oh, okay.
Like he was ready to shoot.
I thought you were like...
And then he said, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, stop right now. And then he pulled us out of the forest, and we tried to play it off and everything. And I dropped out I had like a one-hitter and a little bit of weed, like really good weed. I was so excited about it. And then we got in the car, and for some reason I'm stupid and young, and I think, just drive, man, just drive. They'll just leave us alone if you just drive. And lo and behold, the dude who was driving like started the engine and drove off. And it was like 200 feet before he realized, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. And he pulled over, and like, yeah, we almost all went to jail. It was real stupid. It's something you do when you're young,
right.
Like, oh yeah, it's a great way. Where are we gonna go smoke all this weed? Let's go to the metro parks.
Yeah. But you weren't harming anyone.
Yeah, you weren't.
You
weren't doing anything.
This was in like 1999.
Right. Oh, and back then it was like, if you smoke weed one time, 20-year sentence. That's it.
If you smoked one
Zero
marijuana,
tolerance.
zero tolerance. They tested you and you had one marijuana.
Yeah. I remember like the first time I ever smoked marijuana. Not that I do now, but
Bullshit.
I was scared, and I was pretty, I didn't really do a whole lot. I was kind of like the guy that I never got the tattoos and did all the drugs and whatnot. But I thought for sure, I was like, oh, I'm going to take a hit of weed and I'm going to die. Because that's how bad drugs are for you,
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of how growing up with the whole DARE and the Nancy Reagan was all war on drugs, and I don't know.
See, I bypassed DARE.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have to deal with DARE.
So what, you were just under what? So okay, so you were just after that whole campaign. See, I was like right
I was either after the campaign, or I was in a private Christian school, so like they didn't even. I don't ever remember DARE.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember seeing commercials and shit.
Yeah, and like this is your brain on
she
drugs
talked on
kind
national
of thing.
television all the time about the war on drugs. They
Frying the egg.
All the propaganda, yeah.
It just made me want scrambled eggs.
Well, the only reason why there's a war on drugs is to create more currency.
Well, they're private prisons,
Yeah.
I mean,
prisons.
we have the most And hey, everyone, look this up and don't take my word for it, but we have the most people in incarceration than anywhere else in the world or ever.
Well, yeah.
Even those communist countries that they're like prison states and stuff, they don't hold a candle to what we got right now, man. I mean, now populations are bigger. I mean, you can account for that, whatever.
Some of those people have been
and nowhere else in the world currently has as many people in prison as we do.
Some people are in jail still right now for selling baking soda.
Yeah. Well, and the whole marijuana thing. There's people doing 20 years for like marijuana and shit like that. And I mean, again, look this up. We can look it up right now.
People are going to do drugs.
But, I mean,
hey, people are going to do drugs. That's going to happen. Why? Why isn't it legal?
It's a
Why aren't they
victimless
all
crime.
legal?
It's a victimless crime. It's
If they were all legal, I think less people would do them.
Well, that's proven. In countries where they do make them legal, people do less of them. Yeah, I mean.
Are you talking about Portugal?
Portugal? I mean, Amsterdam's a good. They had a really bad drug problem, like in the 70s and early 80s, whatever time period. I might have it wrong, but they just legalized prostitution and like heroin and laid off busting anyone for any kind of drugs thing. And what it did was it gave the women more power. They didn't have to have pimps anymore, right? Because prostitution's legal. So they weren't being taken advantage of. It gives women more power. And then less people do drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, the only people that are really doing drugs in Amsterdam are the tourists.
Yeah.
Everybody's also.
So they say. Yeah. I don't know.
Probably because they have shit to do.
Yeah, that could be it. That could really be it. You really hit the nail on the head with that one, Steve. You know what? Don't do drugs. Do stuff. There you go. Right there. There it is. So we got. What does anybody think about? Do I bring it up?
Oh shit! You're not doing it, are you?
Nah.
What are you gonna do? What are you thinking? No, come on. Now you gotta.
All right, Copernic.
Oh, Kaepernick.
I say Copernic. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Tell the guy how to pronounce his own name.
I don't know.
That's the kind of guy you are.
So yeah, well, it just shows that Jim reads and doesn't watch TV, right? So
a little bit.
So Nike.
Oh yeah, the whole thing.
It's got to be the best ad campaign ever in the world. I mean, they seriously, this is what they have right now, and it's genius. They have the people that hate them promoting them the most.
Yeah,
it's amazing, and they don't even realize they're doing it. It's
best marketing ever.
It's amazing. And, the more I see the Nike logo from people that hate them, and they mention Nike all the time, like every day now. You see it in your posts and Twitter feeds and your Facebooks and Instagrams, you know what I mean? Like, you see an endless, oh, fuck Nike, this and that, whatever, but you're seeing Nike all the time.
Yeah.
It is the best advertising campaign I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't know. Hyperbole? I don't know. But I think so.
Well, I was at work, and one of the guys in the kitchen were like running over and starts talking about it. Starts talking about the whole thing, and I went to myself, wow, this feels like I'm in grade school right now. And that, the one kid walked up to the table and starts talking about something.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this really is ingenious. So, like, what they did is they just, exactly as you said, they capitalized on everything.
Yeah.
They capitalized on absolutely everything. And the ads, great.
Yeah.
It means ultimately the NFL doesn't tell you why he took a knee in the first place, and they turned it around and made it something about the country, which was incorrect.
Well,
it was about,
Well, and that's the thing too. It's like, I don't know. It's like there's people are missing each other.
Yeah.
And
it's like that communication just died.
We're just trying to say, maybe possibly, police are.
Yeah.
Kinda,
there probably is something going on there.
Yeah, they're kind of. There's more black people in prison. Blah blah blah.
I mean,
you could argue the point why that is. Well, the only reason they're in that neighborhood is because the white man put them there, and you can argue that all you want. All you have to do is read history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, sure.
Whole neighborhood was segregated.
You keep oppressing somebody, that's where all the crime and whatever comes from. And then you incarcerate them, and then police are beating up on them, and they feel, they're not
really,
looked at,
it's about the kids who are the phoenixes that rise up from the flames. But
how hard is that? Okay, everybody has an opportunity. If you try hard enough, you're going to succeed. But somebody like our president didn't really have to try that hard. I mean, maybe he worked a lot. I'm not discrediting that. Maybe he works all the time. I don't, whatever. Obviously, he was dealt a good hand to begin with, and, kind of made a lot out of it. He's a president of the free world. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's scary.
I mean, say it however you want, but he was able to do that.
It's so fucking fitting. It's so fitting. Like, why not this guy?
Right.
Why
not? Seriously.
Because he's a dictator.
Right. But
so I mean, why? Of course. And I didn't hear anything about fake news before this guy came along.
Right.
Fake news wasn't a thing. Now fake news is
right.
Everywhere. Everything's fake news. There is even some legit fake news.
Right.
Right,
oh, yeah.
Right.
But, I mean, yeah, okay.
But really, I think a lot of things like the Copernic thing and talking about MGK and Eminem, I think it's all just a distraction from what the real issues are that this whole globe is dealing with.
I think it was Jake, Barback from Punch Bowl.
Punch Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, Jake. So he posted something. Hey, I need to know something about something. Or MGK, Eminem, Nike, whatever. Yeah, it was just funny because that's all you see in your news feed, on whatever social media you choose, That's all you see.
It's just a distraction.
It's just
it's a distraction from
what's actually happening in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always been like that, and I've lived long enough to see cycles of it. You know what I mean? And it's like now it's like oh, it's almost getting predictable anymore.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And it just becomes boring.
Right.
When everybody's just trying to deny that, hey, there's a lot of stuff in the United States that really the rest of the world completely disagrees with.
Yeah.
And we're all just kind of busy talking about MGK and not talking about whatever else there is.
I want to go back to just growing up, as in a black community. Say you're growing up in East Cleveland. How much harder? Like we have, man, and I'm gonna catch a lot of shit for this. But me as a white guy, I know I've gotten every job I've ever wanted. Every job I ever interviewed for, I got. With the exception of like 3. But anyway. But you know what I mean? Never had a hard time finding a job. Some people do. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's my face is somewhat symmetrical. Maybe somebody likes the way I look or something. I don't know. But all I know is I know people that don't have and that do try to get jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they don't get them. So I have to either deduce either I'm the best guy in the world and I work really hard, or hey, maybe I just have a physical advantage. You know, and I when I started working for a certain company, and orientation was like intermixed. There was a bunch of black and whites and Mexicans and all different kinds of people. I was like, wow, this is a really diverse group of people. Until they said, hey, all the front of the house people go here, and this is a restaurant, and all the back of the house people go here.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was like a racial divide. It was like apartheid. You know? It was crazy.
That's the way it is at Shooters. Yeah.
It's crazy. And so,
although
at
Shooters, there's a lot of black servers as well.
So seeing that makes me, it's definitely evidence that suggests there is a racial divide in this country.
Yeah.
Go to Alabama. They don't even care that they say they're in the KKK. They don't even care. They're like, yeah.
A guy that I was
proud of it.
a guy that
disgusting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A guy that I served with in the Navy told me that he lived in Arkansas, and the KKK would hand out pamphlets at his high school.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know.
Fuck. At least we never had to deal with that shit.
You know, and that's
well,
the thing.
Well, I do remember the Klan coming to Cleveland. You know,
yeah, but it was like a big deal.
But it was a yawn,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like nobody. I mean, people,
even if they agreed with them, they wouldn't be there.
No, exactly.
I mean, you know, if you start thinking about it, like slavery and when it ended, and freedom in the underground. Cleveland and Ohio, we were on the forefront of that stuff, man. We are the Yankees. We are the North.
Yeah, we're definitely the North. And people take that for granted. I mean, anybody that says that racism doesn't exist, black people should just work harder. You know, that's the general consensus is what I get. It's like, first of all, fuck you. And secondly, you don't understand how ignorant you are. You know, travel a little bit. You know, and you'll see. I mean, you'll see. I just think it amazes me that some people don't see that. You know, and I think they're, you know, somewhat intelligent people, and it's like just some people don't understand that. I don't know what that is. You know, it's like, sure, we all have to work hard. I get it. As an individual, hey, if I'm right now, I wasn't born into a rich family, so I have to try harder than Donald Trump did. You know what I mean? I have to. You know, can I do it? Absolutely, I can do it. You know what I mean? But it's going to be there's going to be obstacles in the way. There's going to be something going on. So for somebody to sit there and say, you know, but I think I have more advantages than I'm not going to say a lot, you know, because there's a lot of really intelligent, educated people out there, and I don't want to say, you know, but in lower income areas, it happens to be a lot of black people in this country, and it's because society put them there. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate. In every society, there's gonna be poor people, you know. But I it's like, who's pushing them down, you know? I mean, we really do have enough for everybody, it seems, you know. I mean, you look at the waste. I don't know, there really shouldn't be no poor people. We should all be educated, right?
Yeah. It has
nothing to do with color or anything like that.
It's bullshit that we do have, like, poor people, and it's bullshit that we have billionaires.
Yeah.
People that are worth $160+ billion.
Yeah.
You know, you could fix Flint like multiple times and still be a billionaire.
You can make Flint on fleek,
right? And it's like
with $1 billion.
Now, I'm sure that once you're in that environment, I'm sure it becomes a little bit more complicated than that, you know. But all I'm saying is, to not acknowledge white privilege I think it's not being aware of reality.
Oh yeah.
I just somebody that says it doesn't exist. It's like telling me the Earth is flat. I don't.
What? Some people say that white privilege doesn't exist.
Oh,
it's
every
such
day.
bullshit.
Every
Come
day,
on,
dude.
man.
Any
Like-
Trump supporter, anyone.
But any like, you know, my first job, I remember I was working there, and hey, or you know, every now and then you'd be working at another place, and they'd be like, hey, you know that guy that looks a little different than everybody else? Why don't you keep your eye on him?
Yeah.
You know, every time you see him, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's Joe. I know that guy. We're like buddies.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
But
And it's always a saddening thing, and it's an ongoing thing that is something that continues to exist. Like, why do, you know, the person who owns a business is going to pass judgment and think a certain way, and it's our job to go, hey, you know, like, you know, I'm gonna try and change this and put it in a different direction. If we all try and do that, then maybe working together and we can create a tide and things will change.
no,
It's just me being an optimist, and it never.
no, I'm a pessimist.
Yeah?
Steve's a
Yeah,
pessimist.
yeah, I really
I'm an
do.
optimist.
I really do think like
What's going to happen?
Oh yeah.
like anything that we have, like the whole entire concept of like retirement,
Yeah.
that's out the window now. Nobody's thinking about retirement anymore.
What do you mean?
Nobody is.
Like,
You know?
What do you mean?
You're not.
Nobody's making plans. is what
Yeah,
he's
nobody's
saying.
making plans
Uh-huh.
to retire.
Everybody just thinks we're gonna live forever.
No, it's
I don't know
because
what
it's
that is.
because they probably won't be able to retire. That's why.
The thing
So
is,
I think that's like the, you know, I think that's reality here, you know. I mean, there's a reason why everything's the way it is. And companies like Nike, I mean, they exploit a lot of people.
Yeah, and
You know?
in no way do I want to
And
say that I'm like
I just-
endorsing Nike, but they
I just
have a great
see-
marketing plan.
I just see
great
like,
marketing plan, man.
yeah, great marketing, but I mean, I don't know. It's kind of it's bizarre.
Right.
It's bizarre because it's Nike.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're one
mean,
of those
I don't-
corporations, right?
I don't have anything against Colin Kaepernick,
Mm-hmm.
but you know why Nike? You know where I'm going with this.
The biggest shoe company in the planet.
Well, I think Nike saw an opportunity to capitalize on a lot of
And
publicity.
that's-
because he turned down 2 other offers
Oh, did he?
for Nike. Yeah.
Well,
So
wouldn't accept
Well, they
Nike,
probably
man.
got him more money, right?
Yeah,
of course.
Right.
they're Nike, baby.
I mean, they have LeBron, so
I mean, he can.
they have everyone.
Colin can never play football ever again, and just be cool, just chilling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's set. For
How much
life.
was the
He's
Nike
set
deal
for life,
for?
dude.
Definitely.
He's
How
gotta
much was the
be,
Nike
right?
deal? Anybody know those figures?
I don't know.
I don't
can
know.
Look it up if you guys want to talk, and I don't have to put the camera on me. I don't know. I just think the whole, you know, taking the, you know, it's like, oh, hey, police brutality. Oh, wait, you're not respecting the flag. It's like, but wait, you didn't hear me.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
You know, and it's
That's
it's
exactly
like,
what it is.
But the whole entire it's all bullshit though, because the NFL didn't always have players standing for the anthem.
like, why do we sing a national anthem for a game?
I don't know. I just don't get the whole entire inject nationalism here. You know?
It's crazy.
Hey, we're about to play
weird.
some football, but hey man, check out our government. You know? check out our system. Ain't it great?
Well, all it's saying is that, well, basically what they're saying in their eyes is, we created this country, so honor it because the sport that was created in this country is here because partly of us.
Well, that's a stretch. That's a stretch, man. Come on.
That's what it means.
No, and that's what people are going to say, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, but it really, when you fundamentally think about it, man,
it makes no sense. And the thing of it is how much do you adhere to it?
Right.
You know, like if it's on TV, do you stand and put your hand on your heart? Right. You know.
Yeah,
I mean, nobody does that.
I don't.
Nobody does that.
I'm sure there's people out there that do it, but
you think so?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
definitely.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna say just within the laws of physics there and statistics, there has to be at least one. I don't know. I don't know. If there wasn't, there is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If nobody did it before, they're probably doing it now. You know, because I've heard this question asked before, like in, bigger, media form. And somebody probably thought about it and was like, yeah, we need to start standing up, taking our hats off in our living rooms.
Well,
I don't know why I have to have that accent.
They probably really did that.
You know what I think it was for?
Especially when like baseball was happening, and the fact that they had to start the female league because all the men were at war.
Yeah.
So, standing for the national anthem once they had baseball back in the United States. Well, the whole game with all the men and not at war and everything.
Yeah. They
all stood for the national anthem for sure, and that's probably one of the places it began.
Yeah, and they just kind of never got rid of it, It was like during the war, hey, this is what you support our troops.
But the NFL literally had no players on the field during the national anthem.
Oh, like back in the day?
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, back in the day. Before, there was a period of time before this. Like, I just think this whole... apparently.
Somebody told me there was.
But yeah, it's silly. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
it's like a real trivial issue. When you really look at what's going on in the world right now.
Well, I think it's seeing doing the whole national anthem, flag, patriotism thing. I think that takes away from so we're the best, cool, right? America, that's what they want us to believe. Hey, we're the best. So you go to another country and you're like, fuck you, you're not as cool as us. Is that what you're supposed to do? I don't know.
Yeah.
What is this, like a team? I don't know. I don't get the whole thing. It doesn't. It seems so trivial. Just to be like a citizen of a country. It's like it. And they're like, if you don't like it, get the fuck out. Well, if I was in any other country, they're gonna try to get me as patriotic as possible, and I'm gonna say the same thing. It's like, what? It's silly. Yeah. It's stupid. Like, the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Nobody thinks bigger than this.
I don't know. As a child, my father was service. My grandfather was service. When I was a little boy, they taught me to. I stood up in the house for the national anthem because
the Bill of Rights hanging up right behind you.
I remember when the Bill of Rights was
signed.
I remember. Well, no, I remember when the Bill of Rights was that exhibit that they had that was traveling from state to state.
Yeah.
And everybody went to it, and everybody talked about that was a thing.
Yeah.
Now there's probably some kids that don't even know what the fuck those are.
Well, there's a lot of people that don't know what they are.
Oh yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah, if Jay Leno taught us anything with his whole jaywalking, hey, look how stupid people are in LA.
Right. How many planets are there in the solar system? And people do not know what the fuck.
And I'm pretty sure you can go to any city and
how do you not know? Yeah.
Same fucking thing.
No, it's going to be the same thing. But how do you not know? Like, and obviously scientists don't even know how many planets there are because on the outer, there's a bunch of like, on the outer part of the solar system, there's like a ton of things that could be potentially planets, but just so much. And that's why Pluto keeps getting discarded,
tossed back and forth.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't know. I think Pluto's a planet.
Yeah, Pluto's a
because
planet.
Well, it's not. But.
It is a planet, and I'll tell you why. Okay. Because the last time I gave a shit about this stuff, I was 8 years old, and when I was 8, Pluto was a fucking planet. So Pluto's a fucking planet.
Okay, there you go. And show it's out and shall be done, I guess, right? And that's how we're going to stop the show. All right, so Sub CLE right here.
Sub CLE, what up? What up? What up?
What?